Hey Scorpio, welcome to your September love reading. This is exciting. This is our first little love reading here for the month of September. I'm still doing the weekly reading for each zodiac sign, so if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe and hit notification, and then you'll get a notice when the reading is up for Scorpio for the first week of September. Little weekly forecast there. Alright, Scorpio. Let's see what's going to happen here. I feel, Scorpio, that some of you have been dealing with a lot of anger. So there could be those of you who are currently in a relationship. There may have been like some frustrations, or you may be feeling a little bit insulted by a partner, or just old wounds are coming up. For those of you who are single, you may be kind of replaying a betrayal or a disappointment from a past partner. But I think, Scorpio, a lot of you guys are releasing anger right now. Anger, betrayal. And it's good that it's being released, because ultimately this is going to help you create room for like better love in your love life. So I'm going to do 5 cards. The first 2 cards are going to be the beginning part of the month. The middle card obviously is going to be the middle part of the month, and the last 2 are going to be towards the end of the month. I think this one's wanting to come out. Alright. And I don't do reversals. There's enough negative cards, so if there's a reversal, I just turn it around. 3 of Wands. So I think in the beginning of the month, Scorpio, this is going to be different for different ones of you, since it is a general reading. For some of you, you're just kind of like, I'm going to throw myself into my work. And for some of you, you have a business and you're just full focused on this business, or on, work or projects at work, where like that's where your attention is. You might be wanting love, you might be longing for love, but you're just like, if I have to look at my priorities, I gotta get work in order. I can't really think about that right now. So for some of you, that's what's happening. For some of you Scorpios, you may be dealing with a fire sign, when Scorpios and fire signs don't always really mix well. But there's all these other factors too, like what's in your birth chart, what's in their birth chart. So it's not a hopeless situation, but it's tricky enough as it is between Scorpios and fire signs. But it could also be that, your partner's really focused on their work, and that might be frustrating you. Or, you want love and you're single and you're wanting to get out there, but work maybe is getting in the way, or you're working a lot, or your work life makes it so that it's tough for you to meet people. For some of you, there might be some kind of travel that's happening, and maybe the travel is work related, and there might be some kind of a romance or something that's picking up there, or you might be like meeting somebody that you end up staying in contact with. But the thing with the 3 of Wands, or with any kind of wand card, it's typically usually just passion. So it might not be like white picket fence and getting married and having kids together type energy. It's more of like the passion, or the heat of the moment type energy. For some of you, I hate to say it, you might be in a situation where you're seeing someone and things are kind of on the fence, and there's another party involved, and a decision is being made between you and another party, or you might be trying to make a decision between 2 people that you're seeing. The possibilities and combinations are endless. This is a general reading, so it's going to be different ways for different ones of us. You're more closer to the mid-month is 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is like you're expecting the worst. You're losing sleep. You're very worried about a situation. And you might be just having a really hard time being able to let people in, or to trust the situation. Some of you Scorpios are like, oh my god, I'm gonna die alone. All I ever do is work. Or like my work life gets in the way of being able to have a partner, or like people are gonna think I'm weird, or different things for different ones of us. But the thing of 9 of Swords is that it's unnecessary worry. A lot of the times we're worried about scenarios that we're kind of making up in our head that aren't really actually going to happen. So this is just kind of like a heads up, like, hey, you don't have to complicate an already complicated situation by thinking of all the things that might happen, which probably aren't going to happen. So this is just a heads up of what you can do to keep your energy clear, so you're not like negatively impacting your love life. All right, so what's happening for some of you, I know I'm saying don't worry and don't stress, but some of you are dealing with this 3 of Wands energy, and it's the passion energy, but some of you want the commitment, some of you want the something more serious, or you might feel like, I want the passion, but I also don't want to be on the rotation where I'm on the back burner till you want to come around again. And it might be like eating you up, it might be like really bugging you, it might be really, really bothering you, and you're losing sleep over it, to where you just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm not even gonna mess with this person. I don't mess with you. I don't have time for this. So some of you might be deciding to move on or move past a situation or a relationship. For some of you Scorpios, even though I know that we're kind of seen as being very like, you know, sexual or passionate sign, or like we're not shy or whatever, and we're kind of get like this crazy stereotype. But I know a lot of us also can be a little bit like, you know, we might see someone and we might get really into them, and we might have very strong feelings, and we might be like the secret admirer and the person never knows it. I think for some of you, you're very tired. You're very tired of being in that energy, and you're going after someone. You're saying, damn it, I'm gonna call that person. I'm gonna try to get something set up. I'm gonna ask them out. I'm tired of sitting around and waiting here, and I just feel a really strong connection or chemistry with this person, and you know, screw it, I'm just gonna go for it. So for some of you, you're going after someone. Mid-month, you're deciding, this is it, I'm making my move, I'm going after someone. And for some of you, I feel like you're kind of hell-bent on getting this person, where you're just like, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, we're gonna go out, we're gonna at least go out, I'm gonna win this person over. So some of you are just really just very focused on a specific person, and you're moving in on that person, which is something Scorpios can be known to do, but I would say it's probably more rare. You know, we're probably more likely the ones that just have like this secret crush, where we like obsess over someone and think, oh well, you know, it's never gonna happen, or they don't know that I'm alive. But some of you are just like, this is, I'm going for it. So towards the end of the month, Scorpio, you have 7 of Swords. So for those of you who are moving past a relationship or a situation where you're tired of waiting and you move on, I'm sorry to say this person may still kind of be not completely and totally willing to let you go. They may be snooping around. They might be looking at your social media. They may be suspicious. Oh, why aren't they wanting to go for me? Is there somebody else? You know, what's going on? Who are they talking to? What are they doing? So there might be somebody snooping around your business. For other ones of you, as you're moving forward, the person that you're moving forward with may be a little bit sneaky. They could be a bit of an opportunist for some of you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't, like, you know, give them a chance. It's just basically for those of you especially who are trying to overcome a past relationship or situation, to where maybe like you're a little bit raw, or you're a little bit on the rebound. You know, keep for some of you, you're going to be with somebody that maybe is a good distraction, but it's good to keep them at an arm's length, and it's good to, like, you know, keep yourself from getting invested or letting the person in too much, because unfortunately sometimes with this card, it's somebody who's being a little bit sneaky or snooping around. Your outcome is, this came up for another sign too, the Devil. So as you're moving forward, right, especially for those of you who, like, you've been maybe like obsessing about somebody, where someone catches your eye and you're like, I have to have them, this person might not be very honest with you. They may be flattered with your attention. They might really want you, but they're not telling you everything that's going on in their life. So you might have hopes of a relationship, But really what the Devil card is saying is that this could be someone that's just really, really into you from a sexual standpoint, and maybe not necessarily long term, where they feel very stuck or they feel very trapped in their current circumstances, so they don't feel like they could ever give you a future. I'm not saying that that's the case, or that things won't change. That just might be their current mindset. For other ones of you who are in a committed relationship and who just have been having these ups and downs, and who are just wanting to move past the negative part of the relationship and like move forward and hoping for things to get better, this card would say, you know, be careful of the limiting beliefs, be careful of, you know, people coming in, or like yourself telling yourself that, like, you know, things are never gonna work out, and all men are this way, all women are that way, you can never trust any women, you can never trust any men, and this always happens like this. You want to kind of try to avoid that it's always like this thought, because then you manifest more of that, and you don't want that. For other ones of you, this card could just be where, you know, like you really start beating yourself up, or putting yourself down, or being very insecure, or doubting yourself. For some of you Scorpios, you are dealing with someone who is being very deceptive. You have deception here, you have deception here. This is a general reading. It's not going to be 100% for every single one of you. There are Scorpios who could be watching this who are in a really wonderful relationship, you know, and you aren't with a deceptive person. But for some of you Scorpios, there's some kind of deception happening here. Check out your moon sign and rising sign so you get a better idea of it. Maybe there's more information there. Check out the pick a card reading. You might get better information there, or you may need a private reading, so be sure to reach out and let me know if that's the case. Also, guys, AmethystAngelLight, Facebook and Instagram, I do a free card every day. I do a free pick a card every day. And once a month, I'm going to do a live session on there where I'll go live. You guys can jump on, ask me questions while I'm live, and I will pick cards for you personally. And I'm also going to do this on Patreon. The cool thing about on Patreon is it's private. You know, on Facebook it's more public. It might show up in your friends' news feeds and stuff, and people might see what you're asking. But at least on Patreon, it's patrons only. So it's only members. So only the members in the group are gonna see what you're asking. And I'm gonna take whatever's being donated from there and put it into, like, you know, better equipment and programs and things I can do to make better videos and meditations and things of that nature. And it just helps me to continue making content. And the Patreon starts at $2 and up, guys. So for $2 a month, you can have like a private live session with me on there where you can ask questions. There's also discount membership readings. There's, you know, depending on what tier you come in on, there's also going to be monthly tarot classes, like tarot card reading classes, all kinds of things on there. So go to patreon.com/AmethystAngelLight and check that out as well. So I hope this helps, guys. I know it's kind of intense, but, you know, with Scorpios, I think we're used to intense. I think that overall, what a lot of this energy is some kind of block is being cleared to make room for like a more long-lasting love. But there's just some kind of stuff here that's being cleared out, I think, for a lot of us. So keep in touch with me during the week on AmethystAngelLight. Don't be a stranger. And be sure to subscribe and hit notifications so that you get a notice when the weekly readings are up for the week ahead for Scorpio, for the first week of September, for just your general, you know, relationship and work and all that stuff. Take care, my friends.